today is one of the very first lessons that I ever gave as a minister, and it was kind of funny, so I'll share the story with you briefly. But the name of the lesson is the G-force. And so, of course, you know, some people are just really kind of twisted. And so I sent out the announcement, I'm going to do a lesson on the G-force. And they were like, what, the G-spot? G-force, like the cartoon? You know, what are you talking about? Is it the God force? You know, what is it? And so we got a lot of really weird feedback from that. And I said, basically what the G-force is the power of generosity, gratitude, and graciousness. That is the G-force. And so I have just stamped it that, so now you'll remember for future reference. And basically, the reason that I wanted to share this lesson, of course, is because we just had our Thanksgiving. But sometimes what happens is we are grateful for things, or we express that we're grateful for things, and we don't really allow our behavior to demonstrate that gratitude. So it's very easy to say, oh, I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful, or we say thank you, just kind of offhandedly, oh, thanks, thank you, thanks, thanks. And it doesn't really resonate the way that it should in a meaningful, mindful way. And so if we're really grateful for something and we're thankful for it, we should be behaving in a way that demonstrates that. And I was trying to come up with an example. I was talking to Peter before the service, and of course we got into this conversation and I gave away the whole lesson already. But it was a very simple example of this that I shared, and that was like, if you had a beautiful house, Spirit blessed you and gave you this beautiful mansion, and it's all yours, it's all paid for, it's yours. And you tell everybody, I am so grateful and I am so blessed I have this beautiful house. And you don't clean it and you don't take care of it. The roof starts falling in. Is that demonstrating that you're grateful or thankful for it? No, because you should be caring for it. You should be demonstrating that you appreciate it. The same with our relationships with the people in our life. We say we're thankful for the people in our life, but do we extend ourselves beyond what is normal for the people in our life? Do we go the extra little bit for them? Do we call them when we don't see them, when they're sick, or we don't see them for a little while? Or if they're in need, do we make sure that we mention to others that they're in need so that the resources are found so that they are no longer in need? You know, those kinds of things are what it means really to be grateful and to be thankful. Along with that comes generosity of spirit, because that thankfulness unlocks within you the desire to share what you have, to share your blessings, to share the things that you're grateful for, the things that you're thankful for. It just is natural. It just becomes a natural thing if you're truly thankful for what you have. And so that's where that whole attitude of gratitude, then generosity, and the connection to the two are made. Now, graciousness, how does that fix into the mix? Really easily. There is a cycle that we go through in our gratitude. We are grateful, we're generous, and then we're gracious in accepting the gifts that are meant for us from Spirit for our best and highest good, which is hard. Because sometimes people want to help you, and they want to reach out to you, and they want to do things for you, and you don't either feel worthy, or you feel like perhaps they're doing it for a reason other than what you feel like they should be doing it for you for, or it's condescending, or perhaps you just are ashamed or shy, or maybe you just don't want to share the responsibility of something with somebody else. There's a lot of reasons that we don't accept the gifts from others. But the reality is that we, in accepting, are giving a blessing, because we're allowing room for them to also receive from Spirit the blessings that are meant for them at that time. See, as we give, so we receive. They give to you, they receive. You accept, they receive. Then you give because you're grateful and thankful, and you receive. It sounds very simple, and it is. Now we just need to implement it. And so how are we doing? How are we doing with that cycle? Are we actually implementing that G-force in our life? Yes, we're grateful. But are we generous? Or yes, we're generous. But are we gracious? So it's an opportunity for us to examine our behavior, our thoughts, and our feelings about how we interact with others and how we extend ourselves to others, how we demonstrate what we know to be true. We all know this is true because we all understand the cycle of abundance. We certainly do. But are we actually doing those things and looking at those thoughts and those feelings that issue from within us to make sure that we're in line with that particular cycle? And so I am challenging each and every one of you to examine if you are grateful, if you're generous, and if you're gracious.
I have the fourth G to the G.
You have another G for the G-force?
Grow.
Grow. You will absolutely grow. If you implement these things, you will grow personally and spiritually, without a doubt. And that's everything. Everything that you listen to as far as the lessons are concerned here at the Temple of Spiritual Awareness. If you're implementing them in your life, you will, in fact, see a change in your life. This isn't coming from me personally. It comes from Spirit. It comes from ancient knowledge. And it is tried and true, I promise you, from the bottom of my heart. And I leave this with you with gratitude, generosity, and graciousness. So it is.